Hi, this is Tim Coleman from Calvary Chapel, Simi Valley. This Sunday is kind of a sad Sunday for me because we're closing our book study of 1 Corinthians. It's always a sad Sunday because we live out the book that we're studying. At Calvary Chapel, Simi Valley, there's couples that are treating each other better because of what we learned in 1 Corinthians. There's couples in counseling because of what they learned in 1 Corinthians. There's single adults who are living righteously now and have gotten out of unfortunate and unhealthy relationships because of what Paul has been teaching us in 1 Corinthians. He's dealt with some pretty tough stuff in this book. He dealt with divisions in the church, the folly of worldly wisdom, growing up instead of remaining babies in the Lord. He spoke about the meaning of ministry and what ministers really are. He's dealt with incest. He's dealt with marriage. He's dealt with divorce. He's dealt with sexual immorality, with lust, with litigation, communication, excommunication, taming temptation. He told us that as men and women of God we're to stay in our roles. We dealt with submission and the abuse of spiritual gifts. He gave us the true meaning of love in chapter 13 and chapter 14. He calls on two categories of people to be quiet in church. In chapter 15, we dealt with the ramifications of resurrection. And now in chapter 16, he'll wrap up this book. He'll summarize it, I think, in verses 13 and 14 by saying, watch, which means to stay awake spiritually. He says to stand fast, which means to persevere. He says to be brave, which literally means to man up. And he says to be strong, which means to strengthen ourselves. And then he says, do all of these things in love. Beloved, he wraps up this tough book by saying, wrap all of these issues up in love, and they will, for the most part, take care of themselves. So come and join us if you'd like as we summarize 1 Corinthians. We'll immediately head right into 2 Corinthians because we go verse by verse, chapter by chapter at Calvary Chapel, Simi Valley. God bless you. Look us up on the website, calvarychapelsimi.org, or come visit at 1636 Sinaloa Road, 10 a.m. Sunday morning. This is Tim Coleman saying, God bless you.